So you guys enjoyed the first part of this interview with Joe Klatt sitting down with Coach Prime, and you wanted me to give you guys the final part of this interview. So I'm going to give you guys the final part anyway, so you guys can catch up. Right now, Coach Prime is speaking about what has he learned as a head coach. But anyway, let's continue the video.
Was it too quick? Was the decision based on this? Because at the end of the day, the kids are the most important. Did I make the right decision based on what these kids need?
Yeah.
That's where I was.
So I want to go back to the book because you just alluded to something that I found, it jumped off the page to me when I read it. You talk about how everyone knows you
Right.
as playing for NFL teams and winning Super Bowls and going to Pro Bowls and being an athlete, the only one ever to play in the World Series and a Super Bowl, and playing Major League Baseball and in an NFL game on the same day. And yet you say in big, bold letters in the book, but you will remember me as Coach Prime.
That's right.
Not that I was surprised by that, but that's obviously what you believe.
Yeah.
And that is what you are aiming to do.
I ain't aiming.
How does that happen?
I'm here.
You tell me, how does that happen?
Because it's a multiplicity of things that has to transpire. You got to be successful in what we call success. You got to be present. You don't have to be perfect. You just got to be present. And you got to provoke change. And I have the autonomy and the ability to accomplish all three simultaneously. And we're doing it. And it's on me how long I want to do it. And my tank is full.
Interesting.
My tank is full. I'm full. I'm behind the F. You know how some cars just lean, but I'm just leaning behind the F. Just I'm so full. I don't know what to do.
You can drive 5-10 miles and it doesn't move.
I'm still hitting the thing and the gas is still coming out. I'm so full. And I love it. And it's getting to that point now. Some people, especially kids, they don't know me as Prime, the football player Prime Time. They know me as Coach Prime. And I like that.
Yep.
It's a little bit weird, in my personal opinion, as a former football player. You always know who the greats are. When I was playing a game of football, I knew about Jerry Rice. I knew about, Dante Culpepper. I knew about Randy Moss. You know about the greats that played the game of football, the same sport that you're playing regardless. But I understand what Coach Prime is saying as far as a lot of these kids don't really know him as primetime Deion Sanders. They know him as Coach Prime, and I absolutely love it. And I think a lot of times people get so caught up into looking at Coach Prime as Deion Sanders rather than Coach Prime, and I feel like a lot of times they don't respect him enough as a coach than they do as a player.
Yeah.
I like that because a coach has this connotation, man, that he's helping you get to where you need to go to, man. He's like a live navigational system.
Yeah, and that's the other part of you said your goal, you're goal-oriented. Your goal is to change young men's lives.
Yes, I did.
That's in the book. It was a great section.
That's what we're here for, isn't it?
Now, I love that. Everyone loves that. Can you tell me what that looks like? What does that look like?
That looks like a guy coming in this way and leaving that way. He may have come in this door, but he's leaving out that door. He may come in this car, but he's leaving out that car. He may come in dressed like this, but he's leaving dressed like that. He may come in talking like, hey, what's up with it? But he may leave, nice to meet you, sir.
Yeah.
Pleasure.
Right.
That's change, man. That's change. And God has given me the grace, the blessing, the strength to provoke that. That's why people get upset. Because they know I got that.
It's absolutely a privilege for these players to have as a coach that care about them as a human being rather than just a player, in my personal opinion. I played for a lot of coaches that only cared about what I provide on the football field. Anything else didn't matter, how I talk, how I do this, how I do that. You guys see sometimes me struggle a little bit when I'm making videos as far as how I'm talking because I didn't have a coach like Coach Prime that sat down and taught me how to do this, taught me how to do that. In fact, Coach Prime is even offering these guys media opportunities that we saw within Well Off Media videos. Shout out to Well Off Media as far as that go. But he's offering some of these guys opportunities to speak with creating their own media as far as YouTube channels, in-house media, and all those things, just so they can be able to present themselves in a professional way rather than just what's up, how you doing, and all this type of talk. So I think it's absolutely great.
And that's what I want to do. That's what I love to do because I don't have to do. Mm-hmm. See, a lot of young men may sit across from you. This is the only way you know them.
That's right.
By this. You know me by several different entities. And I'm in the third quarter of my life, and I'm winning.
And most everybody I sit with, I don't want to say they have to be there, but that's their profession. This is their first profession. This is their first career.
Right.
This
I'm
is
in
my
the third
choice for
quarter.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in the third quarter of life.
You talk in the book like, I could be fishing.
No, you don't think I can. In my lakes, not in somebody else.
No, in Prague Lake.
Let me tell you something that's different, too. I'm glad we said that. I explained this to my kids. When I say my kids, I'm talking about the team. I said, guys, I was on the bank fishing with my stepfather one time in Fort Myers, Florida. I'm just letting you in on the way I think. Mm-hmm. And we're cane pole fishing. You can't go nowhere with no cane pole. You can just get that, You know the cane pole,
yeah,
okay?
Yeah.
Cork, barber, everything, worms, everything. And a boat came by, and it was a couple gentlemen in this beautiful boat. And my stepfather looked at that, and he just went back to fishing. What is the thought of most people? Dang, if I was in that boat, I could fish a lot farther, and I could have access to different places. That's what most people think, right?
Yeah.
You know what the little young Prime thought? I want the lake. Forget the boat. I want the lake. Because if I got the lake, I could do whatever the heck I want to do.
Then you can get all the fish.
And I've never owned a home since then, since my adulthood life, without a lake.
Absolutely incredible. I always listen to Coach Prime, soaking in some of the knowledge that he shares with us, even when he's speaking to just his football team, man. I like to chime in and listen to some of the things he's saying. Now, he's absolutely correct. What do he have to prove if we really is being honest? What do primetime Deion Sanders has to prove? Absolutely nothing. He has done more than all of us have done put together. Every single one of y'all that's watching this video, Coach Prime has done just as much as all of us have. And it's just an unfortunate situation as far as for us. But for him, he don't have to prove anything. He can lose every single game this year, next year, 100 years from now, and his name is still going to be great for what he has done on the football field. So I absolutely love this, and I absolutely agree with Prime when he say he could be doing something else, but instead he just wants to coach. That's something he loves to do, and why not go ahead and do something like this that you enjoy doing?
That's just my thought process, man. So when some people sell it with a little bit of it, I want it all, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your relationship with Nick Saban and the commercials, the Aflac commercials are great.
I can't wait to shoot the next ones. I just saw the storylines and
the sketches.
Yeah, I just saw the sketches.
I can't wait to see.
I can't wait either.
The Aflac ads are incredible with you and Coach, but it also gives you access to Coach Saban.
Oh my God, I'm like a kid in a darn candy shop. I'm sitting up there.
What are those interactions like?
I'm sitting Indian style asking him, Coach, can you tell me about this? Can you tell me about that? I'm serious. I just keep him going. All I need is for real? And then that keeps him going.
And he just goes.
Oh my God, I love him. And Terry, his wife Terry.
Yeah.
Terry, his wife, I don't mean to call her by her first name, Miss Saban, Mrs. Saban. She needs to teach a master class on how to do it with all the women that are alongside the man. She is unbelievable. Just to get your butt kicked and you go back and you look on your phone and you got a message from Mrs. Terry.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
I agree with that 1000%. There will never ever be another Coach Saban in the world of sports, in particular football, just for the things that he's been able to do is absolutely incredible. And I love the fact that Coach Prime admits that. He even speaks about calling Nick Saban to get certain corners, certain point of view, certain advice. That's absolutely great because that's what it takes to be great. Hell, I do the same thing with certain content creators that's doing just as good as me, because at the end of the day, you want to grow in life. You don't want to sit there and be competing with people that's been there and done it. And I absolutely love Coach Prime's mindset when it comes to Coach Saban.
I'm interested in what you thought of Coach's comments after retiring? Because he basically he was basically saying, my tank is on E. I have nothing left to give, and I don't want to.
True.
And I don't want to deal with how we're doing it now.
Say that part, but no, he has. First of all, let's just get this straight. He's the magna cum laude. He is it. He is what we attain to just get next to. We'll never eclipse it whatsoever.
I think he's the best ever.
Ever.
Yeah.
Ever. Okay, let's just get that straight.
And he didn't want to deal with, I'll say it again, because he didn't want to deal with what college football is now.
It's different. It's different.
So what was your reaction when you heard that?
He kept it a buck. He kept it 100. And I know how he got to that point. You know, you hear the stories, but you know the truth when you hear the truth, and I know the truth. I just hate it for him because I felt as though he had so much more left. But I understand when it's not in you to do it that way, and you want to do it this way. And shoot, it was like, darn, it's like, man, we lost the OG. We lost the OG. Like, he means so much to me personally as a man, and just watching him from a near and far and being able to have access to pick up a phone and call him whenever I would need him, and I didn't abuse that situation whatsoever. I hate that we lost him for college football's sake.
Yeah.
And why?
I do too.
It shouldn't be like that.
How would you fix it? I mean, do you have one or two things that you would do tomorrow if you could fix it?
Everybody want it both ways. Like the kids want to be compensated like pros, but they don't want to be treated like pros.
Right.
Because
they don't want to have a contract that holds them.
Pros get talked to anyway, not by the coaches, but by the media. See, it's been
I thought it was a very good video. That completes part 2 of this interview. You guys been killing it, man. I see you guys are enjoying this parts of this interview. I would do the part 3 to finish it off. But make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We would do part 3 of this interview to complete it. Absolutely amazing. I'm very excited for some 2024 football. And if you guys like the video, definitely subscribe to the channel. Peace.